Okay, hello. Hello everyone. I need to test my mic. Okay. Okay, I think my mic is okay. Camera is okay. Okay, so let us start our class now. Now it's already 8 o'clock. Okay, so first of all, I need to welcome everyone. So welcome everyone enter semester 2 lah. Like you already achieve your at one of your journey in STPM. You already complete up your semester 1 academic. So congrats all of you and hope all of you have the can get a good excellent result lah for your semester 1. So today I think everyone is already starting your class, right? From sixth semester to live. So I don't know your school teacher already start teaching or not. So if not, if not, then this today class is just maybe you can learn more early lah from your school teacher. So in semester 2, for the syllabus, I think I already explained all of you last Monday, right? Last Monday morning session. So for those who are still not, still blur about the syllabus in semester 2, don't know what you learn about, you can go to see back at. I don't close it. You can refer back to yet, but also you can refer back to the MPN syllabus lah. Okay, so for today for chapter 7, this chapter 7 is the first chapter of this semester. Okay, so my planning is I will divided these three topics lah to become 3 days, separate 3 days to teach up this chapter. Okay, okay, let me wait 你不要吵我啊。上课啦。Okay, sorry. Okay. For today, I planning that this chapter 7, I will divide it into 3 parts. So today part 1, I will teach until the transport of carbon dioxide only. The transport of blood in carbon dioxide only. Others I will continue to next Monday. So for today, if you refer to the MPS syllabus, the first topic of this chapter is about the human respiratory system. Okay, so I think this topic you guys are very familiar with it. Even though in SPM you already learned it, um, but as same as in STPM you also need to learn. So I think this diagram everybody is very familiar to it, right? This is about the human respiratory tract, human respiratory system. So we know that our lung is the organ that play the major role in the human gases exchange, right? To have a gases exchange to take oxygen, to absorb oxygen and release carbon dioxide, right? This is the what we know from the kindergarten. So for today, for this topic, you need to able to describe the structure of the human respiratory system. So actually, this is the diagram you need to able to explain. So all of the structure you see about here, but you don't need to explain too detailed like this because this is more detailed structure. But the key structure you need to know is, and from the NASA cavity, that is our nose, and then pharynx, larynx, trachea, and then our trachea, bronchus, bronchiole, lung, and also our alveolus. So these are the some of the key structure that you must know. All of these: nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchial trees, and also our alveolus. And the alveolus is the key structure lah. You must know what key alveolus is the most important structure. So we will see it one by one. What are the structure of the human respiratory system one by one. So normally our lung structure, you see here, lung structure, it is one type of organ that located in the thoracic duct that enclosed by the ridge and the diaphragm. So meaning that it is the lung. The lung is our key organ structure, and where we can found our lung, we know that it is come out from it is located in the thoracic duct of the body, and it is enclosed, or we can say that it is protected by the rib cage and the diaphragm. So you need to know lah the lung structure, the location of the lung. You need to able to explain it. Okay, now we go to detail. So about the respiratory tract of the human. So in respiratory tract of the human, we can classify into the two part, the the upper part and the lower part. So the upper part is including our nose, nasal cavity, pharynx, and larynx. These three structure, and then the lower part is including our lung, our trachea, bronchial tree, and also our lungs, and including our lungs. So there are two main parts you need to learn. So the first main part, so normally I use this is about the air, how the air is flow into from the atmosphere. We breathe. When we breathe, we will absorb the air, right? The oxygen gas, how the air is enter into our nose and then until into the lung. So normally at first the air from the atmosphere will flow into the nostril. Nostril is nose. Nose. The scientific name of the nose. Scientific name of the nose. Hidung kami. Nostril is our hidung, and it is will be filtered by air, by the hair, and then will be warm, humidified, and sampled as the air flow through the nasal cavity. So inside the nasal cavity, the air will be filtered. Not all the air from the atmosphere will be entered into the lungs. Only oxygen gas will be entered in. Others type like nitrogen gas, carbon dioxide gas, or other type of gas, they will cannot be entered. They will be filtered by the haze, and also the will be warm, humidified, and sampled as the air flow through the nasal cavity. Okay, that next, the nasal cavity will be lead to the pharynx that link by the auditory tube. So after nasal cavity structure, which is what we call as pharynx. So it is linked together with the nasal cavity one. So pharynx is this. You see here, if you compare to the human, they are normally dekat sini lah, sini. So this one we call as pharynx lah. Okay, so and then I need to say that if any question, just say uh uh we or what you use what book? I am use some study book, nothing this topic. Yeah, if you refer to the Malaysia book, I think Malaysia types publication. No refer to it. This one I refer to international reference book one. I think Campbell have, but Campbell also not very detailed. I think Solomon have. For me, I refer to other book one. I refer to other book. But actually it is in the syllabus. If you refer to the MPS syllabus, it already mentioned it. You need to able to explain the respiratory tract of the human. So actually this one is in the syllabus. You need to able to explain. But in past year, yeah, until now past year never come out yet this kind of question. But it is in the syllabus, so I have responsibility to teach you lah. So I hopefully I answer your question. Wait a minute. I don't. Okay, next we go to the structure. We go to the phonics structure. So previously I already say that after the air is go through the go through the nasal cavity, if the air will enter phonics, which is one part of the upper respiratory tract, phonics. So actually phonics is the region of here. The color region, you see the beautiful color, green color and purple color region, what we call as all of them are phonics. And actually it is very complicated structure. So actually you don't need to know it. What are the soft factor, epiglottis, all the you don't need to know. You just want to know that we have a structure called phonics. So actually what are the function of the phonics? So the location of the phonics is it is the intersection part of the oesophagus where the air and food are passed through. So actually it is the intersection part one. If you see here, this is our nose and then this is our mouth. This is our tongue, right? This is our mouth, meaning that actually the air and the food is passed through at the same places, which we call as phonics. But the food will be go to the oesophagus, will be go to the what we call as oesophagus, and the air will go to the larynx structure. The different pathway lah. Maksudnya makanan akan pergi ke itu esophagus dan itu udara oksigen tu akan masuk kepada larynx, what we call as voice box larynx structure. So you need to know. So the pharynx is normally open to let the air pass through, while oesophagus will only open when the foods enter the larynx. So this pharynx is the structure that is the intersection point between the mouth and the nose, and then all the food and the air will be accumulated here, and then the food will go to the esophagus, and then the air will go to the larynx. So okay. Okay. And then we go to the third part, larynx. After the air enter the pharynx, we will go to the larynx. Okay, so after it enter the larynx, so larynx is here. This part, upper part, the intersection part is all we call as pharynx. The latter one, this one, pharynx. Here, all as is pharynx. And then the lower part here, we call as larynx. Okay, so what are the important structure of larynx? So the air will pass through the larynx of the glottis. Pass through the larynx of the glottis. So the glottis is the key structure to the larynx. Why? Because larynx another common name we call as voice box, meaning the voice will come out. Kami boleh cakap because of larynx. Because of larynx. If the person that cannot say tak boleh cakap, kebanyakan problem dekat sini lah. Voice box. So glottis is the line between the vocal cord that are the mucosal fold support by the elastic ligament. So this one I just want to explain what is glottis. So actually glottis, you will see here you will see this diagram. See this diagram. This all part is what we call as larynx, and then we will see here there is the dia ada macam lubang-lubang dekat sini lah. Ini lubang kami panggil vocal cord. Vocal cord later I will explain it. And then within the vocal cord, ini lubang ni kami panggil glottis. So we call as glottis is the line between the big line. Dia macam satu garisan. Garisan dekat vocal cord. And then it is supported by the ligament. And then epiglottis is the flap of tissue that prevent the food pass through the larynx. So epiglottis is here. This is the terminal at here. It is a play function to prevent the food enter into the larynx one. If not, if this epiglottis cannot function, meaning the food will be enter into our trachea, will be enter into our lung. So okay. Okay, so if you see this structure we call as vocal cord. So this is the vocal cord. If you see this one we also can, another name is called as sound producer. This is the key structure that we produce our sound. So when the air is passed through the glottis, the vocal cord will vibrate to produce the sound. And then when the food is swallowed, when you swallow our food, kami makan makanan, the larynx will move upward and tips on the epiglottis that locate over the glottis. And then this will cause the trachea to open. So if you see here, this one we call as epiglottis, and then yang dekat mana? Dekat dekat sini, this one dekat sini we call as vocal cord. Vocal cord. So this vocal cord when there are the air pass through it, it will vibrate. Pass through it, it will vibrate. And then when it vibrate, we can produce the sound. Kami boleh cakap lah. Atau cakap, atau nak nyanyi, nak jerit, semua dekat sini. Dekat sini punya. And then when you get the examine, when you want to check your sounds, all that, normally your doctor will see this. Okay. So this is what we call as larynx structure. So this is up to the upper respiratory tract. So okay, so upper respiratory tract is done. Any question? Wait a minute. Let me see. Got question or not? Okay, no question. So if you guys have any question, you just type in the chat box only. Okay. Okay, now we go to the lower part, lower respiratory tract of the trachea. So the first part, after the air is passed through the larynx, then it will enter the trachea. So trachea, another name, if you see other book, maybe they will another name what we call as wine pipe. They look like pipe, they are macam pipe. And then it is the open structure and the air can be passed through it. So this pipe, it is look at the pipe and then it will pass through it, pass through it until it reach the branch of the bronchus. So there are two bronchus at here, bronchus at here. So bronchus is plural terms, and then bronchus is singular term. So you need to aware of this plural and singular. Okay, and then it will connect to the lungs, and then the bronchial will branch to the repeat into the thin tips, what we call as bronchiole. So this one we call as bronchiole lah. And then each bronchiole will be enclosed by the multitude of the air sac we call as alveolus. Alveolus is singular, alveoli is plural, so you need to avoid it. Okay, so this one is a very simple diagram only. So you need to know that the air will pass through from here, and then it will pass through from the larynx into trachea, and then into the bronchus, and then into the bronchiole. And then after that, it will go to the alveolus. Okay, so now we go to the most important part is alveolus. So alveolus is the most important part that you need to know. So I think the structure of alveolus, everyone is familiar with it. You already see many times in your SPM, right? So actually alveolus, you will see that it is a large surface area that are about of 100 meters square at our lung. So it is located at very high surface area in our lung. So meaning that at here, you see here, the bronchial tree, every bunch of the bronchial tree will have many air sacs we call as alveolus. So it have many air sacs at it. So this alveolus is the key structure that play the role to gaseous exchange in human. So the high surface area or large surface area can enhance the efficiency of the gaseous exchange. So more gases will be exchanged at the lungs. So and then the cell wall, the cell of the alveolus is very thin. If you see the structure of the alveolus, actually is the plasma membrane or the cell itself is very thin. So normally only one cell thick that of squamous epithelial cell. And then this can increase the rate of diffusion. Why it need to very thin cell? Because it need to increase the rate of diffusion. If the cell is very thick, then you imagine if the cell is very thick, then the gas want to penetrate the cell is very difficult, right? So Yeah, you need to very thin cells. Okay, so okay, so the alveolus also consists of the fluid what called as the surfactant. So this surfactant is very important because it makes the alveolus become moisture. The alveolus is not dry, it is a moisture structure. Why it want to moisture structure? Because it need to reduce the surface tension of the water. The surfactant is made up of protein and phospholipid, which coat the alveolus and reduce the surface tension of in the alveolus. Ha. Okay, and then each alveolus is covered by the dense network of blood capillary which carry oxygen away to keep partial pressure low. So actually, if you see this diagram, you see here the each alveolus is partly covered by the blood capillaries. Arterioles and venous, right? If you see here, the red color one is arterioles and then the blue color one is venous. So why it need to very bad? It want to keep the partial pressure low. Because in alveolus is the part to give the gaseous exchange, right? And later we go to the transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide, later you will know, is a part to ensure the part of the gaseous exchange. So you need to make sure that this part the of partial pressure of oxygen is low, so that they can exchange, they can make a gaseous exchange. Okay, so I think that's all for the human respiratory system. So got any question about or not about the human respiratory structure? No. Okay. Okay, next I will go to the hemoglobin structure. So this is also in our syllabus. I think hemoglobin structure, maybe you guys already got learn some in semester 1 because hemoglobin is one type of quaternary protein, right? Right. So as we know that hemoglobin is the tetramer protein, meaning that it contains 4 polypeptide chains. It contains 4 polypeptide chain, 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains. Not A, not A and B, because in Canva I cannot use the Greek word, Greek word, Greek word. So I use A and B. But in examination, you need to write alpha and beta, alpha and beta, 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains. So it is one type of common example of quaternary structure of protein, and it is also conjugated protein, right? So I think this one all of you already know because you already learned in semester 1. So it is the respiratory pigment for the human that can be found in the erythrocyte. So this hemoglobin structure is only found in the erythrocyte only, what we call as red blood cell. Only red blood cell can find hemoglobin. The other cell cannot find it. So red, so res- so you need to know the location lah. Okay. Okay. And then we know that hemoglobin. Why it called as hemoglobin? Because of hem. This hem is called as hem group, right? We know that one hemoglo one 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 home one what hemoglobin contain 4 polypeptide chains, right? And then each polypeptide chains contain one hem group. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. One hem group at here. You see here the hitam-hitam ni we call as hem group lah. So HEME or HAEM both are acceptable. Why? HAEM is British style, and then HEME is America. So both are acceptable. Up to you want to use one. But normally in Malaysia we use HAEM lah, hemoglobin HA. Because Malaysia is follow British English. So okay. Okay, and then you see here each polypeptide chain will contain one hem group. So in one hemoglobin, we will have 4 hem groups. Okay, so this is the chemical structure of the one hem group. So this is the chemical structure of the hem group. So hem groups. So why? So hem group is the a key component that give our muscle and blood red color. Kenapa awak kami nampak muscle kami dan juga darah kami adalah merah? Kerana inilah hem group. This group play the responsibility to give the color of the blood and muscle become red. So each hem group is in the what we call as porphyrin ring that enclose ferrum atom. So if you know that each hem group is enclosed in the poly what porphyrin, and then inside there at the center will have the ferrum atom at here, iron atom or ferrum atom lah, iron atom at here. And then each hem group can associate with one oxygen through oxidation. So meaning that each hem group, ini hem group, one hem group can bind one oxygen molecule. So meaning that one hemoglobin will combine 4 oxygen molecule. Why? Because one hemoglobin contains 4 polypeptide chains. Each polypeptide chain contains one hem group. And then one hem group can bind 1 oxygen molecule. So in overall, one hemoglobin can bind 4 oxygen molecule. So this one is the theory lah, you need to know. Okay. So this is a hemoglobin structure. So it's a very easy structure. Actually, you already learned in Stpm also lah. Okay. Semester 1. Okay. Okay. So got any question or no? No. Okay. Everyone is very expert. No question. Fine. Okay. Now we go to the transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide in blood. So first we go to oxygen. So oxygen is very easy. Just refer this diagram. Oxygen is very easy only. Normally after when you breathe, you take oxygen and then your oxygen enter our lungs, meaning that this at this time your partial pressure of oxygen at the alveolus is very high, and then your blood in the blood capillary, blood capillary that in the blood capillary, the partial oxygen is very low. Right. Partial pressure of oxygen in alveolus is high, and then in the blood capillary is low. So you know that diffusion, right? Diffusion theory that you learned in semester 1. You know that simple diffusion oxygen gas is pass through simple diffusion is down concentration gradient. So in high, this one is have the high oxygen concentration, then it will pass through diffuse from the alveolus into the blood capillary. So the oxygen will diffuse into the blood capillary, and then the oxygen will diffuse into the erythrocyte, red blood cell. It first diffuse from alveolus into the blood space, blood plasma, and then after that the oxygen will diffuse into the red blood cell, erythrocyte. Okay. Once it diffuse into the red blood cell, it will react with the hemoglobin. It will react with the hemoglobin. React with the hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin. What in chemical formula we all as HBO2 lah. This one we call as oxyhemoglobin. Okay, once it form oxyhemoglobin, then this erythrocyte will be go to the other part of the body that require oxygen. So when it go to the body tissue, so any part of the body tissue lah, whatever any part, in hand, in heart, in intestine, or in brain, in eye, any part of the body tissue. Okay, once it go to the any part of our body tissue, we call as tissue capillary. So once it reach the tissue capillary, this erythrocyte that contain the oxyhemoglobin will be dissociated. The oxygen will be dissociated into hemoglobin and also oxygen, and then oxygen will diffuse back into the blood plasma, and then will diffuse out from the capillary into the interstitial space at here, go to the interstitial space, and then this oxygen molecule will be used by the cells. When the which cell that require oxygen, then the cell will use the oxygen at the space at here. So at here, at this time, at the tissue capillary, the partial pressure of oxygen now is very high. And then this part, the tissue part that contains cells, the partial oxygen is very low. So that's why that the oxygen gas will be diffused out from the erythrocyte into blood plasma and then go to the interstitial fluid, and then the cell will take up the oxygen. So this process is diffusion process. So overall process of the transport of oxygen. Just the most important thing is that oxygen is react with the hemoglobin. It only will react with hemoglobin. The transport process is that the oxygen is transported by hemoglobin only. And then once it reach the cell tissue, and then it will dissociate from the hemoglobin, and then it will used by the cells. The oxygen will but some case there very little oxygen will also will dissolve in plasma, but we can ignore that. Normally almost all of the oxygen will be react with the hemoglobin and be transported by the hemoglobin. So I think that's all for transport of oxygen in blood. So this is more easy, very easy only. So, and then this is about the explanation. So you can read yourself. So I need to see, got any question? No question. You have any question, don't shy. Just ask any question you need to want to ask. Okay, so the about explanation. So I think I don't need to repeat or I already explain about it. Just that I think this one I don't explain. When the first oxygen bind to the hem group, so actually the oxygen bind to the hemoglobin is bind to the hem group inside the hemoglobin. And then the other chain will change their shape slightly to increase the affinity of oxygen. So meaning that you see here, more easy. So this is what we call a deoxyhemoglobin. Normal hemoglobin, this one is we call as oxyhemoglobin. Meaning that once there are the oxygen bind to any change of the polypeptide, any change inside the hemoglobin, the shape of the hemoglobin will change. And then this changing shape will can increase the affinity for oxygen, meaning that when there are other oxygen molecule want to bind the second chain of inside the hemoglobin, it will more easily. Just theory lah, just want to let you know lah, theory. And then I think that's all for this. You can read yourself lah. Okay. So I think oxygen is normally is like this. So any question? No question. Now we'll continue to carbon dioxide. So this is the last topic for today. I stop at here because only. Okay, transport of carbon dioxide. Okay, so transport of carbon dioxide is more complicated compared to hello. Wait a minute. I think we have a best first for a while. I need to settle my things first. Okay, so we see you later. later. Okay. Have a best first, and then you can ask any question that you want. Okay. Sorry, I need to settle my things, emergency things. Okay, I'm very sorry about that because of my emergency. So, any okay, so I give few more minutes lah. Maybe you can ask your friend to join again. So I'm very sorry because I have emergency things need to settle. Okay, so actually today also the last topic already lah. I will explain about the transport of carbon dioxide in blood. In blood. Okay, let me. Okay. Mm, okay. So I think we can start now. We can continue now. Okay, so actually the carbon dioxide is more complicated compared to oxygen. Because carbon dioxide we will have three pathway to transport the carbon dioxide in blood compared to oxygen. Oxygen is only have one pathway only this one pathway only this one pathway only, meaning that oxygen is only when it react with hemoglobin, form oxyhemoglobin, and then it release the oxygen from erythrocyte and then go the cells. Just like that. But for carbon dioxide, it's more complicated. It contains three pathways, which we call as blood plasma. Either it is dissolved, the carbon dioxide is dissolved into the blood plasma, or it bind with the hemoglobin, or it undergoes the chemical reaction to form bicarbonate ion. So all of these we will explain it one by one, one by one. Okay. Okay, so about also this is the overall process about the transport of carbon dioxide in blood lah. So normally this is our cells. So the transport of carbon dioxide normally is starting from the cells compared to oxygen. Oxygen is starting from lung, right? So this one is starting from the tissue of the cells. So once the cell is already released the carbon dioxide, it will release the carbon dioxide and then go diffuse into the blood capillary. And then this carbon dioxide will either it dissolve in the blood plasma or it enter the red blood cell erythrocytes. Got two pathway. Either it go to dissolve in the blood plasma, so you see here about 10%. But some of the books say 3%. So it's very 3% also okay. So meaning that it is very little. Only very small amount of carbon dioxide will dissolve in the water only. After that, so another pathway is that it diffuse into the erythrocyte. So what it will cause is the carbon dioxide either is directly react with the hemoglobin to form carbonomino hemoglobin, or it will undergo the chemical reaction to form bicarbonate ion. Two pathway. When it enter the erythrocyte, either it go to the by directly react with hemoglobin to form carbonomino hemoglobin, or it will undergo chemical reaction to form bicarbonate ion. Okay, so the most important part is this chemically modified, because almost all carbon dioxide, the larger portion of the carbon dioxide will be using the chemically modified, about 60%, but some book I think say about 70%. So any lah, but larger lah. Almost all the carbon dioxide will pass through this pathway. Okay. Okay, so I will explain about firstly I will explain hemoglobin pathway. So hemoglobin pathway is very simple only. Once the carbon dioxide is enter the erythrocyte, it will directly associate with the amino group of the hemoglobin to form the carbonyl compound called carbamino hemoglobin, just like that. It is similar as the oxygen. What happened in oxygen just copy back into the carbon dioxide only for hemoglobin pathway. But the compound, the naming for oxygen is oxyhemoglobin, right? So for carbon dioxide, the compound name is called as carbaminohemoglobin. So normally it's same as the what I mentioned in the oxygen. Normally it will back transport and then back to the lung, and then the carbaminohemoglobin will be dissociate to form carbon dioxide and hemoglobin again, and then this carbon dioxide will diffuse into the alveolus for the gaseous exchange. So similar to as the oxygen. What you happen in oxygen, let's copy back to the carbon dioxide only. The pathway is reversible only. Just the difference is the compound name now. The compound name is carbaminohemoglobin, and then this one is hemoglobin pathway. Another pathway is plasma pathway. So this is a very easy pathway, meaning that the carbon dioxide is directly dissolved in the blood plasma only. And then when it dissolves in blood plasma, and then after that, when it reach the alveolus, the carbon dioxide will diffuse back into the alveolus for gaseous exchange. So this is the easiest pathway lah. But that very little carbon dioxide will go through this pathway. So this one is the first two pathway is very easy to understand. Just that the most complicated and then the most important pathway is this hemoglobin and bicarbonate ion pathway, or we call as bicarbonate ion pathway lah. So I think bicarbonate ion pathway. Okay, so this pathway is most important pathway in the carbon dioxide. So you see this diagram. So this diagram is about the body tissue, and then this one is right hand side is lung one. So you see here, once the carbon dioxide is produced and then it diffuses into the blood capillary, and then it diffuse into the erythrocyte. Okay, okay. This carbon dioxide later it will react with water. In our erythrocyte, it will react with our water will form carbonic acid H2CO H2CO3 H2CO3. There are one intermediate what we call as carbonic acid using the one enzyme we call as carbonic anhydrase. You see here this one carbonic acid. Carbon dioxide will react with the water to form carbonic acid with the help of the enzyme we call as carbonic anhydrase. So this is a key enzyme, is very important enzyme, carbonic anhydrase. Okay. After that, once the carbonic acid is formed, it will dissociate into the hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ion using the same enzyme too. Carbonic anhydrase also. It will using the same enzyme also. It will release hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ion. Okay, so if you see here, this bicarbonate ion later it will diffuse out diffuse out from the erythrocyte. erythrocyte. So once the bicarbonate ion is diffused out, at the same time, chloride ion need to diffuse into the erythrocyte. Why? Because it need to balance the electrical charge of the erythrocyte. Because if all the bicarbonate ion is diffused out, meaning the electrical charge is imbalanced already. You need to balance the electrical charge. So want to balance electrical charge, so another negatively charged ion called chloride ion will be diffused into the erythrocyte, and then this one will not react anything. It will not react anything. It will not react with hydrogen ion one. Tak react one. Dia dekat sana aja. So dekat sana buat apa? Because want to neutralize the charge only. So this one process we call as chloride shift lah. So you see here. You see here, this process is called as chloride shift. Chloride shift. So okay, and then you know that there are hydrogen ion die. Ada hydrogen ion dekat sini. So what happened to this hydrogen ion? This hydrogen ion will decrease the pH of the blood, and then you know that hydrogen ion is one of the key ion that can is the acidic ion, right? If you learn chemistry semester 1, you already learn, right? Hydrogen ion can decrease the pH of the blood, acidic environment, and then this hydrogen ion will can bind with the hemoglobin to form hemoglobinic acid (HHB). So this is the first path. This is the first process inside the body tissue. Okay, once this process is completed, it will transport this erythrocyte. Now the erythrocyte only contain the chloride ion and also hemoglobinic acid only. The bicarbonate ion also can be transported, but it is transported in on the blood plasma. You know that the blood flow, right? The blood flow. So inside the erythrocyte only have chloride ion and also HHB only. And then the blood plasma contain the bicarbonate ion. Okay. Once it reach the alveolus, okay, what happened is the chloride ion then it will diffuse out from the erythrocyte. The chloride ion actually inside the erythrocyte, right? So now when it reach the blood capillary of near the alveolus, it will diffuse out, and then this bicarbonate ion outside the erythrocyte in the blood plasma will diffuse back into the erythrocyte, and then it will react with the hydrogen ion again, and then it will form back the carbon dioxide and water. And this carbon dioxide later it will diffuse back from the erythrocyte and then will go to the alveolus for gaseous exchange, and then will be released out from to the atmosphere by our nose. So this is the overall process of the all of the carbon dioxide that transport in bicarbonate ion. So this is more complicated, but it is the most important lah. Because almost all carbon dioxide is using this transportation. Uh, uh, okay. So I think that's all. So any question or not? Got any no understanding or any clue? So this is the explanation lah. So I think I already explained all. So the most important is carbonic anhydrase, carbonic acid, and then chloride shift. And then another one, nothing lah. I think I already explained all all of it. So any question about the topic? Okay, if okay, so if no question, then I will end the class. So I am very sorry just now if the emergency cases I need to settle. So hopefully everyone is clear about this. If have anything not clear, please inform me. Ask me now. No. I think this one is very easy, right? Because I think almost all of the topic you already learned in SPM. I think lah, I think. So actually for today class is until here. If no question, repeat carbon dioxide part. Okay. Yeah, maybe some of you is missing. Actually, carbon dioxide part is I already explained that compared to oxygen is more complicated. We have three pathway, right? Three pathway, blood plasma, hemoglobin, and bicarbonate ion. So you see this diagram lah. This diagram already overall process lah. So normally the first pathway is the plasma, meaning that the carbon dioxide is directly dissolved in the blood plasma. This is the very easiest pathway. And then another pathway is that the carbon dioxide is diffused into the erythrocyte. Okay, once it diffuses in the erythrocyte, it will go through either one pathway. The either one is similar to oxygen, directly bind to the hemoglobin to form carbaminohemoglobin only. And then another one is go to the chemically process, meaning that the carbon dioxide will react with water molecule, to form carbonic acid. This one to form carbonic acid, and then carbonic acid, and then dissociate back into the hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ion using the enzyme we call as carbonic anhydrase. Okay, and then once it forms this ion, this bicarbonate ion will diffuse out from the erythrocyte into the blood plasma, and then at the same time, the chloride ion will diffuse back into the erythrocyte. Why like this? Because it need to balance the electrical charge inside the erythrocyte. Because once the carbonate ion already released out, meaning that the charge of the inside the erythrocyte is imbalanced already. So we need to balance it. The chloride ion will be diffused into the erythrocyte. So this process we call as chloride shift. Chloride shift process. This one, chloride shift. Okay, so once this process is completed, it will be transported from the cell tissue, blood capillary into the blood capillary that near the lung lah, alveolus. So once it like that, the bicarbonate ion inside the blood plasma will be diffused back into the blood, into the erythrocyte again, and then the chloride ion will be diffused out from the erythrocyte into the blood plasma, and then this hydrogen bicarbonate ion will react with hydrogen ion, form back the carbonic acid, and then form back again to the carbon dioxide and water. And then this carbon dioxide molecule will diffuse out from the erythrocyte into the blood plasma, and then back to the alveolus for gaseous exchange. And then this carbon dioxide will be released to atmosphere lah, by our nose. So that's overall process of like this lah. And then the plasma pathway is very easy. Just dissolve in the blood plasma and then directly transport into the alveolus and then diffuse back to the alveolus. And then hemoglobin is similar to the oxygen one. Just that the compound of the oxygen is oxyhemoglobin, but for carbon dioxide is carbanohemoglobin, carbon dioxide. The differences lah. And then the others is reversible to the oxygen. What happened in oxygen just reverse back to the carbon dioxide for hemoglobin pathway. So I think that's all for today. So I think hope the repeat is more understanding. So it's very easy lah, I think. Very easy lah. Because today first class I don't want to be panic. So only 3 topic I cover for today class. So any question again? If no, then if no, I then okay. If no question, then I will end the class by tonight. So thank you for you guys attending. So hopefully have a happy holiday. Not holiday lah. Ramadan. Hari Raya Puasa. I know that Muslim starting this midnight will have puasa, right? Need to puasa. Ramadan is near, so happy Ramadan and happy Hari Raya Puasa, Fitri, and then for others, so welcome to the semester 2 lah. So hopefully you can enjoy your class for semester 2. So we will see you again next Monday. So next Monday I will cover the topic oxygen dissociation curve and also breathing mechanism. And then the another week I will cover the plant part. So I will split into 3 parts lah for this chapter. So another week for our plant part, then finish all the chapter 7. So I think that's all for today. So thank you and see you next Monday. Bye.